You promised everything will be okay with my children, but in the end, you killed my son with your own hands.
Not everything is so clear.
You personally forced my son to dismantle the uranium batteries with his bare hands.
Wait, calm down.
We wanted to construct together the toy hyperlight engine.
I can't talk here. Maybe they are listening to us. Let's fly to the restaurant Sky.
So the prototype of the hyperlight engine exploded, you have a nuclear catastrophe, you sent 10,000 people to the certain death to eliminate the consequences of the nuclear explosion, and you just want to go to rest in the restaurant?
Yes.
You're the true embodiment of the ANTISPARE.
So will you fly with me? They say that they have synthusium. I haven't tried it, but they say that it annihilates the feeling of despair completely. I finally got this limping man come out with me from the main building. Everything was wiretaped here. I needed to tell him something. We sat down into my flying limousine. Yes, I was still a President Chief Commissioner, despite the fact that while my reign there was a nuclear disaster. The limousine stopped. I realized it by the clouds that slowed down and stopped too. The flying cars were equipped with gravity compensators. There were no difference while moving or standing. Waitress, 2 portions of the synthusium.
Waitress, 4 portions.
Hey, why are you accelerating? I need you to be conscious. They brought us a beautiful canisters. There was a huge button. If you press it, they release steam and liquid. You inhale and swallow at the same time. When you use it, all your feelings become dulled. The same about the spare. I didn't use it because I didn't want to be hooked, so I pulled it away. Don't drink this shit. I didn't bring you here for this. The thing is that this place was designed for managers, so they can take a break from incoming messages. There's a blocking field here that doesn't let the signals in and doesn't let them out too. That's why no one will listen to us. So, I have 2 news. One good and one bad.
After what you've done to my son, there is no good news for me.
Your son is alive.
What? But how? Heat insulating fabric! The bag!
Yep.
You just put something in the bag and told everyone that this was just for the child that won't be burned by walls to crawl to the end and secure the cable to the uranium battery.
Yeah.
But the bag was moving.
A dog.
And the explosion?
I just put a firecracker then, so it will make a chain reaction. But
Damn, and what is the bad news?
The explosion was too extreme, so I had to send 10,000 people to eliminate the consequences. Just for your son. For your son, 10,000 people died.
Ah, to hell with them. Without the level of ANTISPARE, we would have wasted them anyway. Sorry, I was heated with joy that my son has survived.
Wait, I'm getting cold. Isn't there a field that doesn't let the signals? It's the president. Hello?
Kurapov, what the hell are you? I told you that sending 10,000 people to eliminate the consequences of the nuclear disaster are not enough. You should have sent 100,000. They don't have time to clean up the mess. By the way, I was sent something about you. Come to me. We need to talk in person.
Sure, Mr. President. I was denounced. He knows something. A couple of minutes, I was flying in the flying limousine into the flying building. I wondered if I, 16-year-old boy, would twist a president with my own hands. That's strange, but there wasn't any security near to him. Only one robot. It's too weak. Connected to the neuroshunt. Chose some martial arts. And the pictures flew in front of me. I shook. I felt like I was really training. I felt pain and punches all over my body. The hook from the right, the hook from the left. My head hurted like crazy. And then I fainted. Maybe it was a knockout. Days of trains passed in seconds. And the pain was also multiplied in 100 times.
Ah, neuroshunt. Disconnect me. I can't take it anymore. I could barely move my parts of the body. Bruises
appeared on my skin. I barely came to the president's office. Come in. I'll be right there.
Wait, did you just say the combined course of jiu-jitsu and kickboxing?
Well, yeah. I train so not to waste time and advance the system of the ANTISPARE and accelerate our high-tech progress of our state.
Yeah, tell me. They sent me some recordings about you. Listen to them.
I just put a firecracker. Damn! What a disgusting, vile bastard!
I agree. He is a damn bastard. He sacrificed 10,000 people for his children, your reputation, and he turned you into me. I came across another post. Take a look.
He showed me a video where I pet Sanya with high molecular boogers, so he will get fat and move the bars apart with his fat. Yeah, I force-fed him to move apart with his fat the bars and make my goals. Isn't this the first level of the ANTISPARE?
Ay, it's bad to lie. Listen with the sound.
Sanya, I won't leave you. I'll find the soul and sew you out from this fence. I realized that I have no choice and used a choke on the president. It happened by itself. I mastered such cool techniques. It was very cool and lightning fast. I held the president's throat with an iron grip. Suddenly, my body arched and the foam came out of my mouth. The jaws were so tight that some of the teeth crumbled.
And you thought that you would destroy the ANTISPARE with the jiu-jitsu? I directly control your collar with my neuroshunt.
What the?
But I didn't tell you the main thing.
What?
Through your collar, I can listen to your thoughts.
So you knew everything about me?
Everything.
And you made me your chief commissioner?
Yes, made you a chief commissioner.
But why?
The ANTISPARE has one drawback. Yes, the sharp increase in progress. People don't spare themselves, other people, and even the loved ones. They act effectively like robots.
That's the point.
Like robots. Fast, efficient, and purposeful. But the factor of the failure completely disappears.
Yeah, but this is cool. It's good.
No, that's not cool. The failures are cool.
Huh?
Mistakes make science. Mistakes drive progress. Without mistakes, any progress is impossible. You made a mistake by doubling the checking of the hypothesis on the Hyperlight engine.
Well, yeah.
And all these ANTISPARE comrades who killed all their families for the sake of first level, they would have chickened out if they have increased the frequency of the hypothesis even by 10%. But you doubled it! Oh god, no one will go for that. But that's not even my fault. This traitor major advised me that, and I, a fool, listened. By trusting this bastard, you made a mistake. What's good about that? Now 100,000 people are eliminating the consequences of the nuclear disaster that I initiated. You forgot that you have moved the ship faster than the speed of the light for 1 meter. I reviewed the reports, and the main thing is that because of the overheated uranium batteries, the malforming of the space is possible, and you can slip through there to move faster than the speed of the light. We would have tested thousands of the hypotheses, killed millions of people to come up to this. No one, not even the most fearless, would create a radioactive hazard, kill thousands of people in order to overheat the uranium batteries. Everyone knows that overheating of the nuclear processors is the worst thing. No one would risk it. No one would do this. If I would knew what this leads to, I wouldn't do it too. Every state system needs the people who will break the laws, shit on rules,
cheat, or as in your case, just be stupid. Only in this way the system becomes stronger. The bunch of rules and the strict implement turns the society into the robots. That's why I decided to give you a free rein and see what happens. And I didn't regret it. Since you decided to share, please tell me, why the hell is this Hyperlight engine is required for the sake of saving humanity? That's why the main priority. For this, we have to sacrifice millions and even billions. What do you mean? Sorry, can't tell you anymore, but I can give you the immune certificate of the ANTISPARE of first level. No one will be able to report you or remove your status of the ANTISPARE. And now, spare whatever you want and go for your business. How can I get rid of this collar? No way, it has grown into a nervous system. If you ripped out, you would have a brain hemorrhage. Now go. The first thing I did is asking the database about the collar device. Access was blocked. What was I even thinking about? With this device, the president controls all the managers. When suddenly, I've seen a similar person passing by. Kurapov? You are here? Aren't you supposed to be? Do you want to ask me why I'm not at the recycling? Or not cleaning the consequences of the nuclear explosion where everyone is sent who showed spare? No, I didn't. Oh, you bitch! I didn't even expect that you would turn out into such rottenness! What are you doing? You wanted to kill me when you recommended to increase the frequency of checking the hypothesis on the Hyperlight engine. Made a direct denunciation to the president. Although I, for your son, sacrificed everything. Forgive me, Vanya. I worked in the patrol service. ANTISPARE has changed me. I made such things. I made people break the kittens' legs and watch them suffer. I always went to my goals through the corpses. This is how I turned out. And you, Vanya, how do you always manage to sleep away? That's none of your business. I don't trust you anymore, and I won't tell you anything. And what are you going to do with me now? I want you to make a coup d'etat in the It seems I have a block on the thoughts of the treason. I can't even think about the end of the... You know, I had a schizophrenic uncle. Of course I killed him, and of course he wasn't a great relative, but I received the first level. That's not the point. I learned something about schizophrenia, and it turns out that schizophrenics can think in 2 or even 3 streams at the same time. What a douchebag you are. But a helpful douchebag. I connected to the neuroshunt and started to learn everything about the psychiatry. It turns out that schizophrenics really can think in 2 or 3 streams. But the most interesting thing, that the normal people can do this too. There are even practitioners who teach this, and this is quite simple. In ordinary thoughts, we use the first stream, we say the words to ourselves, but you can think not in words, but in pictures. This launches the second stream, one the verbal, and the second one is visual. And the main thing, that they work in the same time. And I started to pronounce cats. What a beautiful cats. I like to pet cats. Imagining that I'm entering the presidential office to find some weakness to eliminate the president. We need to drive the main cat away from the window where he was lounging for too long. Otherwise, he might drop the flower of life, with his long tail. No way, you told a complete nonsense, but I understood everything. The cat is the president? I'll wait until he falls asleep, and I'll go to his floor. I try to report to the president about my affairs every 20 or 30 minutes in order to track when president falls asleep and begin the penetration. I was walking through the corridors pretending that I had some business on the presidential floor, and I was always thinking about cats. There was a bot flying near to the entrance of the presidential office.
Access to the president is blocked for everyone.
Bot 7274, please remind me of the basic program of ANTISPARE robots.
The program states that the robot must not by its action or inaction cause harm to the president.
Thing is that I came to check the president's security, and you with your actions are preventing me from checking his security, what means you can potentially pose danger to the president. The robot was silent. It seemed to creak, but nothing happened. So, do I go? The robot was silent, as if he was lagging. I didn't expect that I'll shout him out that quickly. I walked into the presidential office and walked into the terminal. It was the size of the pool table. I started looking for information about what is a Hyperlight engine and how it should save the humanity. And it seemed that I found what I was looking for. But there were two folders. One was called a Hyperlight engine, and the second one was called a time machine. I opened it, and